Hello, my lovelies. This is a reading for the collective. It was a sponsored reading. If you would like a sponsored reading for the collective, you can email me. My email will be in the description box, as always. But I just wanted to get this message out there. So the question was a very common question, and I think that's why this person doesn't mind it being a public question for the collective. Okay, so why do we have to cut everybody off through ascension? All right, Ace of Swords. We can use this for ascension, for clarity, for communication. And the Strength card. Why do I need to keep cutting so many people out of my life? Seems like if you keep coming back to cutting people out of your life, it might be because you was too stubborn here to do it all in one go and felt like you could save a few souls. But that was your ego talking, right? So let's get these cards out here. And as always, I'll leave information about what decks of cards I use and how to contact me for personal readings. Or like this one, if you want to sponsor a collective reading, you can email me. You'll find that information in the description box. So 7 of Wands, 5 of Wands, right? And this is exactly what we're talking about, cutting out people who no longer serve us and having to stand our ground when these sort of people come around to us again and, maybe want to tell us that we're in the wrong, and we've got to stand up for ourselves and say, no, I'm in the right. I'm trusting myself for a change. Because what happens here when you go through an awakening, maybe these aren't even the people who was your catalyst, but they are people nonetheless that need cutting from your life, that are bringing you these spiritual challenges. They're draining you. They're bringing obstacles here, trying to defeat you, trying to drag you down. And that's exactly what it is, right? When you are trying to wake up, there are people that are trying to drag you down. Now, some people see people in, say, secret societies and say they're trying to keep the world down. They're trying to stop the world from waking up. Well, people around you will do this also because they fear that they will have to make changes. They fear your changing energy and that you're trying to make them look at things that they're scared of, right? So they fight against it and they don't want to change their energy. They don't want to make changes. They don't even want to wake up, some of them. So what happens when we hold on to people like this who don't want maybe a helping hand up? And I seen a lady comment on my Instagram and say, well, what if it's my children? Well, our children are other people as well, and sometimes they do not want to wake up either. I know it's difficult. We'll have chosen this path before we came here to understand this lesson and all the trials and tribulations that it faces here. But we still have to learn to let go of people that are not serving us, right? And why is that? Why do we need to let go of people who are not serving us? And why do we always end up having to cut people out of our lives? Well, if you view your life like it's a matrix and what's around you is your actual world, right? What you're taking in is what you're believing, right? So when on this path where you're starting to manifest, you've had your spiritual catalyst, your spiritual awakening, and now the world around you becomes a lot more clearer. these sorts of people around you could be telling you not to trust your intuition, could be telling you that, hey, you're crazy. Hey, you're changed. Hey, you're this. I did a video on people saying you've changed. So check that out if you like there. But this is the same sort of thing. These people will, when you try to pull up somebody who doesn't want a helping hand up, they end up pulling you down. So this is what happens when if you don't let go of people, right, you'll find these struggles. You'll keep on struggling because these people are struggling against you. And rather than taking the path of least resistance, trying to hold on to these people is bringing on these challenges. These are ones down here. They're stopping you from reaching success. They're trying to hold you back. They're trying to fight you all the way and block your path here. I know at times it can feel like it's you against the world because you have to cut out so many people out of your life, right? But like I said, they can drag you back down into reality because reality is perception, right? What we perceive to be reality. So if you are around that sort of energy, challenging all the time, eventually what your brain is taking in and processing will become your reality. And you'll say, well, I did all the things to help change, but you didn't cut off these people. Or if these people wasn't removed from your life, then, you know, how can you say that you're seeing any difference? If you want these people removed from your life, not in a negative way, quite a loving way with the Queen of Cups. It's about loving yourself. It's about what's fair to yourself. It's how much you can take, how much of their reality you can take, right? Because once you have awoken, then set yourself free from this, it becomes more and more difficult to stay in balance, right? What can actually happen is you start to feel like you're going crazy. You're seeing all the signs, but you're not seeing things manifest. And that's because we have to cut these things out, right? If we don't, then this is what can happen. People can start telling us we're crazy. We can start receiving lots of messages and ignore them due to ego. And it's kind of a karmic situation that you're holding on to. So you'll get what you sow, right? You'll reap what you sow here with the Justice card. If you don't take action out of fear of judgment of these other people, then you're only going to get what you sowed. You're going to get the same back. If you allow fear to stop you from acting or loving because your family tell you, you know, oh, look at you, you know, and your ego doesn't want people to laugh at you. A lot of people stop themselves getting into the career they want because they're scared of being laughed at. That's why most of us start off or have a spiritual catalyst at some point to do with the ego, right? Because when we go through this downfall of ego, I mean, it really is painful. It could be the worst ultimate betrayal. It can feel like it's bad karma, you know, from your past life or something here. Then what happens is we go through that downfall of the ego and the lesson of the ego to show us that that's the only thing holding us back. And I mean, it is a huge blessing, but it feels almost like a curse. It feels like almost the worst thing possible is happening to us. But let's look at it a different way, because that's reality, right? Perception. And this is what we're doing here with the Hangman. We're trying to gain different perspectives. That's divinity, right? That we can look at things from every angle and not judge. We just want to be able to have our perspective go further than, you know, something so narrow-minded. So here, if we are putting out or saying certain words, which I've, warned people about as well here, that I don't want my ex, I don't need a man, I don't need a woman, F love, all those crazy things, that's what you'll get back, right? But then you're down low creeping on love readings. We've got to stop all that and understand the reality you're in. Being able to see things further and being able to see things from a different perspective. Okay, maybe you can see the from the other side, their side. Okay, even if it's painful, let's just say they fell in love with somebody else and they go off with that other person and you're left behind. If we learn to look at things from a different perspective, such as, they found an amazing love and went off with that person. Or generally what people like to tell themselves is they found a karmic partner and went off with that partner. And that brought challenges in. Because then it's easier than looking at, maybe there was challenges within our relationship and what can I grow from this? What can I do from this? Where shall I go from this? A lot of us do want to take accountability and grow and find that growth within our life and search for this higher meaning and how to manifest the life we desire, right? So this is what we're talking about here. We can't manifest the things we desire by having the same situation around us all the time. You can't get better in the same environment that made you sick, right? So if those people will start on their journey too, take a look at their life too, but it's not really your journey, is it, to be saying, hey, you need to change to be in my life. We can't say that to people. It's hard enough to change ourselves, but that's why we're all here. So that is a positive, because we're all here wanting that change, right? King of Pentacles, Princess of Pentacles, the World. So this is saying we have been through tough times. This is like wearing a badge of honor for going through all these tough times. But we learned something from these tough times. And what we want to teach ourselves is that we want to learn lessons of abundance now, okay? We want to close down the cycle. So that includes cutting out people from our life, right? And it may feel like I'm going back to step one, I have nobody, or, here I am, I'm single again, and I'm at this age, will I really ever find love? Is there really ever love out there for me? It might be that some of you fall in love with your career or something like that, right? It will be different for everybody. But the World card here is telling us there's endless possibilities out there. The world, this matrix that we live in here, it's up to you what you manifest. But there's also, these helping hand, if you like, trying to guide us along the way, right? And if people are saying to you, oh, you're not acting normal, or you're acting strange, or, people are giving you these tags because you've cut these people out, knowing that, or trusting your intuition here. And people are saying, well, you're crazy and things like that. Well, people have for a long time want to give things tags, names, if you like they say the only reason they'll say you're abnormal or paranormal is because they are training you to believe in this normality, but staying in normality, how are you going to open up this world of possibilities, right? It's only something that makes the majority comfortable, the word normal, right? And of course, everybody who doesn't fit into their nice, neat little box sleeping box, you're abnormal, or, it's paranormal something when it's happening. When actually, the paranormal has more explanations than normal, right? Okay, so to open up this possibility for you guys, whether it be love, whether it be money, whatever it may be that you want to manifest in your life, and you've had to cut out a lot of people, you're wondering, why did I have to cut out these people? Because when you've changed your frequency, they are no longer to be in your frequency, right? We do live in the same world, but not in the same frequency. And people who are vibrating higher, let's just say, if you just look at it like a street view, for example, just to make a visual, that if somebody who's stood on the pavement, won't have as good a view as somebody who stood on the roof, right? So somebody who stood on the roof with a higher vibration gets to see the bigger picture. And the one on the ground may feel more intense energies like fear, not wanting to change. Okay, with those different perspectives there, that person from the ground may tell you, no, you can't see the future, you're acting crazy. Or, no, it isn't sunny, it's raining. Because you're looking at things differently, so these people no longer fit in your life. Right? They have the choice whether to rise up, and you have the choice whether to come down. We do have free will. What happens when we try to hold on to these people who are on the ground for a visual, they end up pulling us back down, because there'll be lots of people that start to hook on to you like this. Actually, it's a really good thing, isn't it? Because he seems higher up than them. So they'll start to put their hooks in, try to bring you down. And this is why we go through those who are empathic here, those who are raising their vibrations, can have this up and down on their journey, where they're feeling either tired and drained, because just because you're on the right track doesn't mean that people aren't drawn to your light still, right? Trying to pull you back down. They're saying, what are you doing up there? You're scaring me. What are you doing on the roof? You're scaring me. But the person on the roof isn't scared. And we don't want to we don't want to do things from fear. Fear is a vibration. So is hate, so is love, so is anger, so is happiness, and so is joy. Right? And if we're around people who are constantly telling us that we're crazy or we're doing things wrong, that will then, let's say, feed into your brain, right? Your computer. It will become your perspective, because it's reinforced every day by these people who are telling you you're wrong, you're this, you're that. That's not a sign. Are you crazy? So if you have to undergo that every day, can you imagine how difficult it's going to be? Because you might see a sign which is a little white feather float down, and you say, wow, and you start to feel this joy and happiness, and you start to actually feel yourself rising up. But so do the people around you, and they start saying, whoa, 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 it's not a sign, it just fell off that bird. So it's just a different perspective here. It's like unplugging from the matrix, right? Create your own world. Because people always say to me, or always send me videos like wake up videos, and I always say to them, it's not time to wake up, it's time to play the game. I will make a separate video on that, because I feel like I need to explain myself more in detail. But it's not time to wake up, or even try to wake up other people. They'll find their way, one way or another. But it's time for you to plug into the matrix and play your game. Understand that you're in charge of your life. It's not about trying to escape the matrix or freeing yourself from the matrix. Maybe it is in that first initial wake up, right? But then you eventually have to get in and play the game, because you came here and plugged into this matrix in the first place for the experience of this human existence. What it's like to be a child, what it's like to be a teenager, what it's like to be this age, what it's like to be in love, what it's like to be a business owner, those sorts of things, right? And we all plug in at different places at different times and things like that. Well, time is an illusion, but again, it's something that maybe needs to a different kind of video. Maybe one of my thinking out loud videos. But now it's time to plug in and play. And you can't plug back into those same people and expect a change. When you're around a lemon, you will turn yellow. I can't remember who it was who said it a different way, but told you guys before, it's my favourite story where a crab fisherman, somebody's walking past him and says, "Hey, don't you need a lid on your basket? Your crabs will escape." And he says, "No, just watch." And when one crab climbs up and tries to escape, the other crabs pull him down and pull him back into the basket. It's too comfortable asleep. And this is why you make other people nervous. This is why certain messages aren't getting out there that need to get out there, because, you know, it's comfortable for a lot more people, and it's working this way for a lot more people. So when I tell you, look, it's time to play the game. It's time to manifest your life. It's time to manifest your abundance, your love, and everything. And these people who aren't giving to you, they're just not in the right path, but they will be eventually. So you need to give to yourself. And the way to do that is by having a higher perspective, right? By climbing up to the roof and looking at the bigger picture. What is my life? What do I desire? What lesson do I want to learn from here? If I've learned a lesson of abundance, do I want a lesson of lack? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Okay, but now be conscious. Now be aware. Be a conscious manifester. So you may want a lesson now of abundance instead of lack. And this is that King of Pentacles energy here. So you're just learning it, and it's fine, right? But you can't do it with everybody on your back here. Look at this King of Pentacles, got everybody on his back. So with this new moon in Capricorn, we want to start saying, okay, what's this year ahead going to be like? Right, with this World card here. What's this year ahead going to be like? What do I want from it? That's been a conscious manifester. It's looking at from the rooftop and looking ahead, seeing the bigger picture. What do you want? It's okay to sow those seeds now. I did a video about when to harvest and when to sow seeds as well, right? Four of Pentacles, holding on to these people, keeps you stuck. Keeps you stuck. I feel like that's a lead balloon on your feet. You may feel like, okay, if I just hold on, maybe they'll change. Or maybe I'm waiting for them to change. The Hierophant. Nope, all it means is you get stuck on this lesson. And being able to love like the divine is without saying, I can only love them if they're here with me, without fearing that I'll never get that person back. You know, without fearing that if I let this go, that I'll never have anything else. It's to drop all that that's weighing you down which can be people, which can be fear, which can be hatred, can be jealousy, and let it go, right? Why do we want to hold on to these things that are weighing us down? That's not what we came here to learn. We came here to learn and have this experience, right? Sometimes there will be sacrifices, but you know what's meant for you cannot pass you by. You know that separation is an illusion, that time is an illusion. So holding on to these sorts of things are serving you no purpose, just like these people. It serves you no purpose. It just drags you down, makes your journey harder, because you're choosing the path with the most resistance there, not the least. And you're trying to pick up things and take them with you. I mean, it's going to be hard on that rooftop trying to balance those 10 wands, right? And, you know, all that burden. It gets difficult up there, of course, and that's why you feel at times you fall back down and your energy feels drained and things. The moon. So there's that Capricorn moon that we was talking about here. But I feel like you release these people while you work on yourself, you work on your career, you work on your pentacles, your emotions, refilling that love for yourself, right? And while you're doing that and raising your vibrations, these other people as well will choose the path of least resistance in their life. They'll meet challenges where they have to make decisions, okay? Things will be revealed to them. You don't have to try and open people's eyes and reveal it to them. You'll end up holding yourself back and holding on to them. It's just a lead weight. And that's not what you should want for yourself here. People change and transition, and we do have karma and things like that to deal with, and we do have lessons that we want to, you know, work through, because they'll teach our soul something. They'll teach our soul harmony. This is the lovers. You're never in separation from a lover or somebody you consider a divine partner or a twin flame. Separation is an illusion, right? Just picture us all together, sat wearing like what they called those, you know, virtual reality headsets, sat side by side, just playing this huge game of life. But there is no separation here. I feel like some of you may need to activate your heart chakra about receiving, not giving, receiving. Okay, so you can work on that as well. This is positive energy. For those of you who are asking, you know, will I ever find love and things like that? Yes, stop choosing the path of most resistance. If somebody doesn't want you, what's the worst that will happen if you say okay and let them go? Because if they're not with you right now, what are you really losing? What's the worst thing that could happen there if you let go? Shadow. So a lot of us, while we do this shadow work with this catalyst, I mean, it's very difficult, it is. And we're also drawn in by other people's shadow work, right? And it's drawn to us. We can't just escape it because we feel like we've gone into the light. Actually, we end up clearing karma a lot quicker once we've done our shadow work, so we can meet a lot more challenges. And that's what I mean. It may be that for you guys on this channel, your spiritual catalyst was a romantic person who made you do your shadow work, right? And you started doing it with the lovers dangling in front of your face, thinking, okay, once I, you know, have cleared my shadow work, I can be reunited with my lover here. I will have love and harmony. But now you're up here and now you're awakening. you see a bigger path than that, and you're seeing the signs much more clearly. They can't be ignored. And these miracles that keep divinely appearing, right? Or these coincidences that people are just telling you, oh, it's a coincidence, but they just keep appearing because you're more awake now, right? They're just impossible to ignore. Recognition and reward. So to bring this reading full circle, and we're asking, why do we need to get rid of these people, and what after we get rid of these people? I think for the ones who this will resonate with, have probably been on this spiritual journey a long time, and it's like you want some sort of recognition from the divine here, as well as a reward. This is the Three of Wands, right? You want new people sent in their place, and it's understandable. And the Three of Wands is saying it's coming. Your ships are coming in. Just don't lose faith and things like that. Set your intentions with the new moon here for the new year ahead. You know, a lot of these traditions have been picked up, and people don't realize where they've been picked up from. You know, a lot of people who maybe favor religion don't understand a lot of those religious things came from pagan texts, right? And a lot of pagans will, and vice versa. It's not about being against each other, no matter color, creed, religion, anything like that you can think of. It's about playing this game and knowing what you want to get out of it. Don't go back to sleep. You know, what's meant for you will never pass you by, so don't worry about love and things like that. Everything is being drawn to you for you to, you know how you could have met somebody and said, oh my gosh, there was like a million % chance to 1 that I would meet this person at this time because I took the wrong turn. Don't worry, it'll happen when it's meant to happen. All will be revealed to you. You don't need to worry that, okay, I won't meet somebody, or I won't have this person back and things like that. All will be revealed to you in good time. And I do believe it's coming. And I do believe it is these people and this reward and recognition that you want. If you're sowing the right seeds, if you're putting the work out there, it's coming back. If you're not, then it's not, right? And it's not any shade at anybody. It's just a fact. Good luck, guys.